Hey there, this is Steve from bizforhome.com. Today's video I want to talk a little bit about dealing with the grouch. We've all had them. We've all talked to them on the phone. When you're prospecting, especially when you're cold calling, it's something that you're going to have happen. And how are you going to deal with it? Well, I've got 3 things that I think will help you turn around the grouch. Stay tuned. So how do you deal with the grouch? Everybody's had them. Anybody that's ever prospected or done cold calling or called leads, paid leads, or leads that weren't expecting your call, occasionally you're going to get somebody that's a little bit grouchy. And there are 3 things that I think can really help disarm the grouch. And the first one is be nice. Now, I know we've talked about this before. You shouldn't have to say that, but that is the case. Not everybody realizes that just being nice and not being combative with someone can really change the mood of a phone call. You don't know, what their situation is. And many times they may have been, just coming home from work, had a bad day, they just got read the riot act by their boss, or they just had a long 45-minute commute that they absolutely hate. Or maybe they had an argument with, a loved one or one of their kids. Or, you don't know what that is, and you want to make sure that you're nice, because your attitude can really make the difference in how that phone call, how that conversation, how your connection turns out. So that's number 1 and most important. Be nice when you're on the phone. Number 2, ask questions. We've talked about this before too, but when you get somebody that is really not happy to talk to you, or you can tell they're not in a good mood, the best thing you can do is ask questions. Let them talk. Maybe they just need to vent it. Maybe they need to talk it out. Maybe having somebody that they don't know that they can talk to, might be a great time for them. It might be the perfect time for you to call. We've had that happen where we've had somebody that is just in a horrible mood. I had one not that long ago, somebody who was looking for a job, and they were really frustrated, and they just wanted to vent a little bit. I asked some questions. How are they doing? What do they like about the work they've done in the past, or have they tried online methods of looking for employment like Career Builder or Monster.com, some of those things. Be helpful. There's no reason why you can't help somebody. That should be what you're trying to do. And that person did a complete 180, and we had a great conversation, talked for 25 minutes. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to talk a little bit. And the best way to do it is to ask questions, regardless of the situation. But when you get somebody that's the grouch, sometimes just asking them a few questions about how their day was, and being sympathetic, that can really turn a conversation around. And, I got that person to a presentation. So, it's somebody that when they first answer the phone, you think, oh, this is going to go nowhere. But you can't think that way. You just got to keep moving. You got to ask questions. You got to keep pressing, keep pushing forward, and see if you can help that person out and get them, to a presentation and try and make a connection. Sometimes you won't even get that presentation, but if you make a connection, you never know where it might lead down the road. So that's number 2, ask questions. Number 3 is be interested. Okay, again, that probably should go without saying, but if you're all about you and all about what you want and all about what you're looking for, you're going to come off as disinterested in what they're talking about. You have to be interested. I've found that a lot of these conversations that I have with people I've never met before are some of the most interesting conversations I've ever had. You learn about things that different parts of the country and, places I haven't been before, or, careers that I'd never even thought of. Speaking to someone that, that did, I spoke to someone not that long ago that was an electrical engineer. They traveled the country working on power grids, on the power grid, and it was actually fascinating to listen to. And we don't, again, we don't talk for 10, 15 minutes. But, just a couple of things he said made me think, wow, fascinating guy. So be interested, and it makes a big difference. So, keep those three things in mind. Be nice. Okay? Be nice. Ask questions. And be interested. Those are three things. They're easy to do. It really is. You're going to enjoy the calls more. You're going to turn around some of those grouchy people. Disarm them from their anger and their grouchiness, and maybe build a relationship, make a connection, get them to a presentation. So, I hope you found value with this video. If you did, please like, comment, and share. Until next time, bye for now.